Last year I broke the story that physical games on Vita would be ending in 2021. Well, it seems like that time has come. I'd heard a few weeks ago that submissions to Sony for physical games were ending soon. When Scourgebringer was announced last week as coming out physically for Vita, one of the developers said that it almost didn't happen, as it was a race against the last factory shutting down. In all likelihood, that factory is probably shut down and there won't be any more games sent for production. Which is a shame, but it's also pretty impressive given the age of the console that we've had games physically coming out for it 9 years after release. This will have a negative effect on new Vita releases in general, as developers won't be likely to make enough money from a digital-only Vita release, and so they won't bring the game to Vita. This has been on the cards for a while now, and rather than get annoyed, let's enjoy the fact that we're still getting physical releases. I may have been disappointed with some of Eastasiasoft's recent output, but I do feel they've somewhat redeemed themselves with Scourgebringer. They are ultimately the only physical publisher left of Vita games, so I really hope we're going to see more Scourgebringer type games, and less patchy on a roll. Sony stopped producing physical games in the West in 2019. Asia had another 2 years of releases which really benefited Eastasiasoft, who's been releasing a pretty steady stream of Vita games. They've got more coming out this year, but these will be games they've already submitted. They won't be able to submit any more games. So what does this mean? Well, there is a finite number of releases. Eastasiasoft generally tend to release 2 Vita games a month. This will hopefully continue for the rest of the year. They tend to release a mix of new games and existing games, so hopefully we've still got some surprises to come. Here are a few predictions for physical games that I think we may still see. The publisher Sometimes You has said they've got a couple of releases for Vita still to come. Given they've worked with Eastasiasoft in the past, and the fact that they haven't announced those games already, it makes me think they'll announce the physical and digital versions at the same time. I've got no idea what these games are, but they've released some fun games, so I'm looking forward to whatever they put out. Tophat Games has worked with Eastasiasoft for 3 releases now. The third one, Synergia, is out tomorrow, so I can see their other games coming out physically too. They'll be releasing Thief's Roulette, which is a first-person puzzle game / visual novel. I can see that getting a physical release. They're also publishing Laser, which is a very cool 2D action platformer. The developer has been posting videos and screens for the game for ages, but he doesn't tag them anymore for PS Vita, which does kind of worry me. Hopefully it'll still come to Vita and get a physical release. There's a demo on Steam, by the way, if you want to try it out. Aqua Kitty 2 is coming out this year. I've been playing the first one this week and it's really fun. The first game got a physical release from Limited Run Games. I think the sequel is a good contender for a physical release from Eastasiasoft. Russian Subway Dogs has been in development for years and years. Last year the developer said it's still coming. I'm hoping the radio silence indicates that it's getting a physical release, and they're just waiting to time the announcement with the digital and physical together. Twin Breaker 2 is in development. Given Lilimo only just released Hebroxia 2, I can't see that they would be far enough along for Twin Breaker 2 to be submitted, so I think we won't see a physical beta release for it, unfortunately. I'd love to see Hard 4th Alicia get a physical release. Actually, I'd be happy if it just comes out on Vita, but I think that's wishful thinking at this point. There are lots of old games I'd love to see get a physical release, like Rogue Legacy, SteamWorld Dig 2 and Time Spinner, but I feel like it would have happened already if it was going to. We could get some already released games from Ratalaika possibly. I just hope there aren't any more games from Jandusoft or Dolores. They released the recent games Lost Cube and Patchy, and they've got a pretty bad track record when it comes to their games on Vita. One other prediction, which I hope doesn't come true. Limited Run Games have been sitting on the Super Meat Boy physical for so long. They have them in hand, but they won't sell them. They said they want to sell it with the Switch version of Super Meat Boy forever. That game has been out for months now, and there's still no word on when they'll sell the Vita physical. I think, and I could be wrong here, that they want to wait until all the Eastasiasoft games are out before they release it, so that they can say they released the final Vita physical game. I really hope they don't do this, but I just have a bad feeling that their lack of communication on the subject means they want to delay the release. That is a game I definitely want in my collection, and the idea of being forced to wait is kind of annoying. Anyway guys, what do you think of my predictions? Are there any other games you think we'll see come out physically for the Vita? Leave a comment below, and as always, thanks for watching.